Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for everybody that's already tuned in on Twitch. We've got Mark, we've got Scott, we've got Sean, and for the people tuning in on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. We of course greatly appreciate the support. And it's a bit of an odd one because this is essentially going to be the second from last League of Artisans for this year. So it's going to be very special. We've opened it up to everybody, not just people in the local community, and there's been some fantastic work done, and I've managed to finish off a few bits and pieces which I'm quite proud of. So I hope you guys have finished off some good stuff too. I'm just quickly checking the rest of the notifications, make sure I've got everything up to date. We've got Craig, we've got Starbear44. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. For those that don't know, we will be live streaming on Twitch permanently from the new year. So go and give us a follow on Twitch if you're watching this back on YouTube at the minute. Tomorrow night, though, we will be live streaming a game of Imperial Knights versus Khorne. And that'll be around about 7:30, 8 o'clock start. So tune in for that. Meanwhile, you can see here the first picture on show is Eldrad, and I painted Eldrad on stream on Monday night. Deacon very kindly made a donation to the channel, and I asked him what he wanted painting, and he chose Eldrad. So I painted Eldrad, and I'm quite happy with the way this has come out. Now, I had the metal one painted up already, but yeah, I probably wouldn't have picked him up for quite some time. The only thing I'm not happy with is the sword, because I used the Soulstone paint, and it hasn't worked well. And other than that, I'm actually quite happy with it, until I've just literally snapped Eldrad's staff off in my hands then. So I'll get that fixed up. But yeah, I was very, very pleased with the way this came out. The yellow was surprisingly, it went on very, very well. Compared to what I expected, so I was quite pleased with that. I love that model. I miss my Eldar. And we've got Demonscape, we've got Terry as well. Yes, we are now sponsored by Demonscape, so I've just updated the video intro for all future battle reports and everything that are coming that will show Terry's logo as well. So if you haven't checked out demonscape.com, go and check them out for all of your resin base and needs. Terry is an absolute legend, fast postage, and I haven't got the picture here, Terry, but he has finished off quite a large amount of Dark Artisan objective markers, which everybody at the Dark Artisan Open will be getting a free set of, which reminds me, I'm very excited for that. It's all paid for, and it's, yeah, fantastic that it's sold out so fast as what it did, and there's going to be an awful lot of prizes up for grabs. The aim is basically everybody comes away with something. You don't have to win to win. That is the thing. Mark says, that isn't a paintbrush, Harry, you shouldn't snap it. Yeah, I snapped the paintbrush when I was cleaning it on tissue, and I pushed down on it by accident too much. So yeah, if people don't know, I do hobby streams on Twitch, and I basically sit and paint for about 3 or 4 hours at a time. I don't think there's going to be one this coming week, unfortunately. I've got a very, very busy week coming up. But tomorrow night, like I said, we will be live streaming a game. So that will be a thing. So go and follow us on Twitch for that. So yeah, what have I worked on this week? Well, Eldrad was the first of many. This is the Maw Crusher Underdog painting if I made the leap to Twitch with the big boys. Well done, Bazza. So yes, this is the Maw Crusher. Lucy painted most of the Maw Crusher, all the blues and everything that she did, and we kind of split painted the boss, but the base was all me. That is clear resin that I'd managed to make the base out of. Again, Lucy helped me with it because trying to put a ring of plastic around it and then hot glue it down and then pour the resin in. Basically, it wasn't a one-handed person. It wasn't a one-person job. So massive, massive thank you to Lucy for helping me finish off this guy. You can see there I've just added the acrylic gel underneath the rocks to try and create some waves. It is a little runnier than I hoped, so I'm waiting until it sets a little bit, and I'm just going to like kind of spruce it up a little bit with some cocktail sticks and coffee stirrers. And there it is from another angle. You can see here down at the bottom, it's about, I would say, just over ½ an inch thick, which I was quite pleased about, and I thought this was a reasonably dynamic pose. Stepping over a tree, so I've got lots of skulls and stones and lichen and stuff in there. Scott, I'm also going to start doing Batreps for Test of Honor and Wings of Glory. Any tips would be appreciated. Scott, I would recommend that you go and watch the video that I did about filming a battle report. I actually did a full video on it, mate. It's not easy, is the answer, but practice makes perfect. So I'd recommend that you do keep up whatever it is that you end up going with, and keep up with it. Keep practicing. Practice makes perfect. Next up, we've actually got 20 goblins, and I've just realised as well, the 2 banner bearers, we haven't painted the mushroom or the skull on the top of the 2 banner bearers, but me and Lucy painted 20 of these in 70 minutes live on stream, and Lucy then proceeded to paint the other 60 in a couple of hours for me last weekend. They were all on square bases, so I snapped them all off the square bases and then glued them onto the round ones. And then Lucy used, this is Luke's APS basing, and I think this was, thank you very much for the follow over on Twitch. I missed who that was because I didn't have OBS open, sorry about that. Yeah, basically this was the Arid something Meadows. Lucy! What was the Luke's APS stuff called? Was it something Meadows? Oh well. Anyway, she used, she poured the pot into this lunchbox. As you can see, there's still loads of it left. And she based all 80 goblins for me, which was absolutely fantastic. And if that wasn't enough, I then went and bought a pack of 20 and converted them up into netters. So they will be going on there as well. The squigs I haven't worked on since last Monday, unfortunately. I haven't had time. I've been so busy. And when I have had time, we actually finished off. I haven't got pictures of them because I haven't done the edges of the bases yet. But I've had to use 1500 grit, wet and dry, to kind of polish the side of the resin. And then you've got to run a line of gloss varnish around it as well. But because of the resin bases that I've used from Terry, I've sanded all of the paint back off the base, so I need to repaint the edge of the base first, and then gloss it basically. So I've got 30 hard boys and 5 brutes to do. I like that. Expensive Harry, the basing that is. No, not really, mate. That was just basically some slate and sand stuck onto. I presume you mean the Maw Crusher, Scott. All it was clear resin, which was £15 for 1.5 litres, and then a little bit of plastic cart. So yeah, and I basically just poured the resin in once I'd painted the base up as normal. So yeah, the basing product for the goblins for Luke's APS stuff, it's £3 for a tub. I've got them here actually. I'll show you. On your goblins. No, it's £3 for a tub like that. So you get quite a lot. And Lucy's already based 80 goblins, and I've done 4 big bases for me squigs, and I did a couple of Eldar things, and I did Paul's Tree Lord Ancient and the other thing, Dryker with it, and I've done the Hemlock base with it here as well. So, and I've still got everything that's left in that lunchbox. £3 per tub, which is absolutely amazing. I do recommend you use his glue, though it's latex based. It's a bit more like Copydex as opposed to PVA glue, but it goes a long way. Lucy filled one part of this palette with the glue, and that did all 80 bases. So it goes a very long way. Yes, Scott, it's off Geek Gaming. It's absolutely fantastic. He's got it in about 8 different colours. I've actually just put a big order in for a lot more as well. But absolutely fantastic for fast basing. And here we go. the masterpiece that I am very, very proud of, the Rogue Idol itself. I had a lot of difficulty polishing the surface of this up. I polished it a long time with 1500 grit paper. And again, you can see I've done the acrylic gel medium there. I need to, again, fluff this up a little bit once it starts setting, just to make it a little bit kind of wavy. And the idea is it kind of breaks around his legs and the tree trunks to give a little bit of direction to it. You can see here I put the Ideneth fish in. There's a red one there between his legs and a yellow one here. And that's just breaking the surface. And of course, loads of people are like, oh, you'll get bubbles, you get bubbles. I don't care. I think the bubbles make it look good. And then there's a bit brighter picture you can see as well. And this is just cork bark. And I've just stuck lichen and stuff in there. I'll have to get some of that basing stuff. Sounds great for a quick Sylvaneth Wargrove. Discarded Muffins, it was absolutely fantastic. But for the Rogue Idol, again, Lucy had to help me with this, because with 32mm bases and even 40mm bases, I could just put tape around the outside and pour the resin in. Obviously, getting the resin around a night base, the tape, sorry, because it's also got a slanted side, just wouldn't work. So I actually got plastic card, put him down on a big sheet of plastic card, and I cut a strip, and I actually hot glued it all the way around the outside. Lucy had to hold it while I was hot gluing it, and then letting it set, and then moving it around. And then basically I mixed all the resin and left it for about 3 days. It was dry after 24 hours, but before I started sanding it or touching it or anything, I left it for like 3 days. So yeah, that's what we've been working on, which means the iron jaws aren't far off being done. I just need to polish off and gloss a few bases, which I'm quite pleased with. So they'll be hitting the channel very, very soon. I'm just going to check. Ronnie Anderson, oi, alright. And that's awesome, mate. Bravo. Thank you very much. So next up, we've got Adrian Booth from Outpost 31 down in Whitby. If you live in Whitby, or if you check, or if you go to Whitby for a day out, go and stop in Outpost 31. Adrian and Jack, that was it. Have got a good selection of models. They've got a cafe there as well, and been playing a lot of Titanicus recently. I can't speak tonight. So these are the two Warhounds that he's painted up. The dripping effect on the arm looks really good, makes your base fit with the whole model. It's actually hot glue gun, and it's to, well, it's meant to be icicles, but you know, maybe it wasn't quite icicles, and it's just, you know, dripping water. I'm cool with that. That was the idea of it, so yeah. Next up, we've got Ali. Ali will be on the channel tomorrow night, using the Imperial Knights, taking on my Khorne, and he started Orcs, but I'm not sure why he's got an Ogre with a Grot, but nevertheless, it's definitely an Orc that he's working on, and I absolutely love the sheer amount of weathering and the rust and the little Grot. Look at the camo pants, man. That's absolutely awesome. Next up, we've got Andre Babinin from Wargamer Dormammu. And I absolutely love the bases that he's done here. Very, very kind of desert-esque on the Thousand Suns. And this is a display that he built last year, which is absolutely amazing. And the Thousand Suns look absolutely fantastic on there. So hats off to Andre for that. Really, really nice work. Bazza, meanwhile, finished off 4 of the old Screamer Killer Carnifexes. This takes me back. I remember getting this model for Christmas like 20 years ago. Me auntie actually bought me one, and I used to struggle so much with blending the black tips through to the red at the back, or the other way around, whichever way it was. But this is what Carnifexes should be. Water effect by Woodland Scenics is amazing for icicles. I'll give it a look, Scott. But yeah, Bazza, absolutely class stuff on these Carnifexes. Really, really love the colours as well. And of course, he's painted up an old school Hive Tyrant in the same way as well. I've still got my model of this, and it's so small. It's like, it's just bigger than a current Tyranid Warrior. But nevertheless, it is an awesome model. And again, I remember having one of these. So go and check out Underdog Painting on Facebook. Bazza does commissions as well. So if anyone's interested, go and give Bazza a shout. Next up, we've got Ben Rolls. Ben says he hasn't been working on much for the last couple of weeks, apart from his Fire Slayers. and this is what he's getting done so far. I absolutely love the Ogre Head trophy on the guy in the middle there. Nevertheless, though, Ben, good work as ever, and it's nice to see a horde of ginger-bearded guys. Next up is Bryn. Bryn's been working on some neophytes for his Genestealer cult. Looks as though he's been playing with the roller and some green stuff on the bases there. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these are catachans, plastic catachans that he's basically turned into cultists. No worries, Bazza. But yeah, this is where he's changed into cultists. I really need to get a move on and paint another 30 of my neophytes, but it's 30 neophytes, man. I don't want to do it. But nevertheless, awesome work, Bryn. Next up, we've got Callum Howe. Callum's been working on a few things. This is his Wood Elf Blood Bowl team. You can see there the tree man at the back. So fantastic work there, Callum. There we go. I absolutely love the sort of earthy greens that he's got going on, and the fact that he's got grass growing out the middle of his chest and round his hips and everything there. It's really, really cool. Next up, we've got Chris Chance. Chris has been working on his Blood Angels, and these are two of his Sanguinary Guard. Absolutely love the black and red. Very, very crisp and smooth work. Very, very finely tuned painting skills, Chris. Very, very nice. And he's also been working on 2 Death Company Dreads. Again, very, very clean. Very nice work indeed. The highlighting is top notch. The red is very, very flat, which is great. So really nice stuff there, Chris. Next up, we've got Chris Wild, and Chris decided he was going to try and smash out 5 scouts as fast as he could, and this is the result. He managed to do these in just under an hour. So really nice work on them, Chris. And for some reason, it doesn't like me. Next up, we've got Daniel Blagden. Daniel's been working on his Lamenters, and he's getting 3 of the Bolter Inceptors done. Absolutely brilliant models. I absolutely love the Inceptors, so good. And of course, they're getting a point reduction as well. That black-red is really cool, really makes what colour there is pop. Absolutely, absolutely. Next up, we've got Danny Eccles, who's been working on his Death Guard. Absolutely love this green. It's very, very green in comparison to the normal Death Guard green. I love the pinks and purples and the orangey yellow pusses that's on the tentacles and stuff as well. So really nice work on that, Danny. Danny Flood has been working on a Commando. I like this. It's an orc in a present. So it's basically a head and 2 arms on a present, and this is absolutely classic. It reminds me of that picture where you've got the Space Marine Rhino that's been split into 6 pieces, and you've got an orc under each one. Really, really nice stuff. Next up, we've got Darren Davies from Mark 6 Miniature Painting, and he's painted up Zabag's Gits. Absolutely love these, and I need to get mine painted up because they're essentially going to get folded into me normal goblins. Because I'm going to use the Fanatic and the Herder as herders. The Shaman, of course, will be a Shaman, and the Netter will be in there somewhere as well. So the Archers, unfortunately, are going to get left behind, but the 2 Squigs will also get put in there. My Commando is class. So yeah, Darren, absolutely fantastic painter, and I love the very warm colours that he's got going on. Very earthy greens as opposed to yellow greens. So really, really nice work on them, Darren. Absolutely love them. If anyone is interested in a commission from Darren, check them out on Facebook for Mark 6 Miniatures, Mark VI Miniatures. Next up, we've got Dave Carlton, and my word, what a model this is. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is a Primaris Reaver. The work that's gone into this, the chipping, the weathering that's got around the boots, the chipping around the chest plate, the chain over the shoulder pad, everything just looks awesome. Even the actual stone on the base with the mud kind of smoothed over it, it's absolutely fantastic and really, really nice work. I'm kind of envious. Next up, we've got David Hills. David's been working on some Pathfinders. So we've got some marker lights there, and you can see there in the background as well. He's also working on a Commander. And he's also finished off some Pulse Rifle strike teams and a Cadre Fireblade as well. And the base and stuff there looks very, very similar to the Luke's APS one, David. So if that is that, it does look fantastic, mate. So really nice job on them. Next up, we've got Francisco Somos, and he's a big Age of Sigmar player, but loving Lord of the Rings and Hobbit at the moment. And we've got Aragorn. Is that, I want to say Bilbo and Gandalf? I'm not sure what models these are, but these are absolutely fantastically painted, mate. I love how fine the grit is on the base and the different colours of the grass tufts as well. Really, really nice work. Shout out to Ray for the glass as well. That's Thorin. Ah. Fair enough, Deacon. Fair enough. Shout out to Deacon as well for donating 100 bits on the stream last week. And of course, me painting Eldrad as a result of that. If you do want to see something specific painted as well, feel free to make a donation. And I will choose, or rather I will paint whatever you choose from my to paint list on the next Paint and Hobby stream. You can do that either by bits, or you can do it via PayPal, or indeed support the channel via Patreon as well. But next up, we've got Grant Watson. Grant has been working on a Chaos Spawn. I love the dark blues and greens in conjunction with the bone colours here. Really nice stuff. And he's also painted up a Sorcerer of Tzeentch as well, with one of them little hand flamers that the Tzeentch guys have there, which are horrendous. So yeah, really, really nice work on that, Grant. I love the base as well. Next up, we've got a whole army probably from Ian. Ian has been working on some of his Eldar. You can see some of the stuff there in the background. He's also been working on 3 of the Blight Haulers. I've got 3 here myself to work on actually, and I'm really excited to start working on my Death Guard soon. So you'll be able to find, or hopefully see them soon. They shouldn't be too much longer before I start on them though. So I am looking forward to them, and Ian is just inspiring me even more just to get them started. Next up, he's done a, I think this was one of the normal, I think this was the guy with the bell, and he's converted him up to be a Lord with Chain Axe. So really, really nice little conversion there, Ian. And there we go from another angle. Really, really cool. I love your basing as well, Ian. I know it's just cork and dry brushed with a bit of Nurgle's Rot, but it just looks so good. There we go. There's the conversion of another one that he's currently doing up as well. I think he was turning this one into a Lord, or the guy that lets you reroll to wounds of a 1. So really nice work there. And he finally picked up his Primaris Lieutenant, the 500th Star one, and he's looking forward to adding that to his Raptors as well. Not Raptors. Red Scorpions, that's the one. Next up, we've got James Costello, and James has been working on a couple of Slam Captains. So here we go, he's one of them. Absolutely love this base. I love the bright green, and I love the blue glow hammer that you've got going on there. And then we've got his Gravis Captain, which he's been working on as well. Really looking forward to seeing them finished off. Next up, we've got James Luce, and he's been working on a load of Orc Tank Busters by the looks of it, and some boys in there as well. Really, really nice stuff. I love how bright the skin is, and I love the bright, bright red that you've got going on with them as well. Next up, we've got James Smith from Whitby, and James has been practicing painting some faces this week. Really, really nice stuff, man. The level of detail inside of the mouth there. You've got the teeth painted up, you've got the pupils on the eyes, and the shading of the recesses around the sort of from the nose past the mouth is really, really nice, mate. Really nice job indeed. Next up, we've got James Snow, who's painted up the Primaris Librarian from Conquest. Really nice work, man. I love the highlighting on the blue that you've got, and I especially like the red cloak. I'm going to be painting mine with a red cloak, but he's actually going to be for me Death Watch army, because I don't have Primaris Librarian for me Death Watch. So yeah, I'm going to be adding him to that. Next up, we've got Jessica Smart, and Jessica is from Jewel Night Jess. Check her out on YouTube, and she's painted up, I think this is Bugman himself, Joseph Bugman. Really, really crisp work on there, really nice blends. The beard especially, very, very well done. I think white and grey hair is very, very hard to get right, so really nice stuff on that, Jess. Next up, we've got Josh Wellington, and he has painted up a Lord Celestant. Absolutely love the cream bone armour in conjunction with the really bright emerald green cloak and shin pad. It looks really, really nice, man. And I love the cracked earth base that you've got there as well. Really, really nice stuff. Next up, we've got Lucas Chusky, and he's worked on a Chaos Sorcerer. Again, something that I find very, very difficult but satisfying when you get right is highlighting a black in general, but black robes especially. And Lucas has managed to highlight these very, very well. The very gaunt white face as well, absolutely brilliant stuff, mate. Next up, we've got Mark Fournier, and he has been working on an absolute metric ton of bases. I feel the pain here because I was working on 32 mils at once, plus 6 Gorgrunter ones, 8 40 mils. But these are really, really nice. I love the sort of sandstone colour in conjunction with the shades of green that you've got going on. And I spy a Dante down here at the bottom as well. How could I miss that? But really, really nice work there, Mark. Next up, we've got Mark Burton, and Mark has finally built his Reaver and getting a load of extra stuff added on. We've got tusks all over it. We've got loads of stuff up the top here, loads of spines, chains around the head. And he actually magnetised this as well, and he nearly actually trapped his arm or his fingers in between the magnets because he got 2 really, really big magnets, and basically he has to, like, even on the Warhound, he has to really pull it to get them apart. So really nice stuff there, Mark. He's also been working on some armless crypt ghouls, because they are armless, so they're not going to hurt you. I'm not sure where he's counting these as. There might be horrors or something like that. But nevertheless, really nice work. I love the purple shading that you've got going on with them. Really nice stuff, Mark. Next up, we've got Michael Botterill. Michael has been working on absolutely all sorts this week. So he's been working on the Eldar Webway Gate. I need to finish mine. It's nearly finished. I just haven't gone back to it for a while. He's been working on 2 Storm containers. I love the Lucius pattern Warhound. Such a shame they only do the Mars nowadays. What's the difference? Is it just the guns? He's also been working on the Age of Sigmar objectives. I absolutely love the floating crystal, the little compass thing here as well, and the pile of books and compasses and stuff as well. Really, really cool stuff. Mutant rabble in Renegades and Heretics. Right, that makes sense now. Michael's also painted up the Knight in Cantor that you get free with the Getting Started in Age of Sigmar magazine. And he's also painted up the 3 easy build Stormcast Sequitors that you get as well. So really, really nice work there, Michael. Next up, we've got Michael K. Davies, and he has been working on Mega Boss for his Iron Jaws. Really, really cool stuff. I love the brown and rusty silver iron feel of the armour, and I love the white face paint. It's so cool, especially the extra teeth that are painted around the bottom of the helmet here. Lucius has more flat panels, looks more boxy. Right. That makes sense. Next up, we've got Mikey Mowat, and Mikey hasn't painted for quite a while, and then he popped up in the group and was like, bang, here you go, I've just done this. And it's an amazing custode. Not only is the armour amazingly highlighted, the gold is phenomenal. Check that blade out up there, man. That is unreal. Really, really nice stuff, Mikey, and glad to have you back, mate. And there's a close-up as well. Look at the level of highlighting and shading that you've got on that eye. The red glow, and then you've got the blue and green glow and tint around the silver armour. Absolutely fantastic. The only Mars Titan I kind of like is the Reaver. Both Warlords and Warhounds suit the boxy look personally. Sean, hate Custodians. I know you do. I know you do. And you love them even more because they went down in points. Next up, we've got Ollie. Ollie's been working on absolutely all sorts. 5 Minotaur Hellblasters here for his new Space Marine chapter that he's starting up. He's also been working on some Imperial Guard command squads for a commission. And he's working on a Leviathan for his Zinch, for his Thousand Suns, which will be coming to the channel the next time I play Ollie. And he's also done 15 Death Company. The Minotaur armor colour is so nice. Absolutely brilliant, Mark. Really, really love Death Company, and I've got like 15 myself to paint. So I'll definitely be jumping on the back of them as a result of seeing this, because I'm kind of envious. Even though I've got 30, I want more. I want more. And here we go. Here's the command squad. Really, really love the shading that he's actually got going on here. It looks very kind of cell shaded around the armor pattern and everything. So really, really nice work there, Rolly. Next up, we've got Patrick, and he's worked on a night. I believe it's a Night Lord's Lord. Of course, he's got dual lightning claws. He's got the jump pack on there as well. I think this is based on an intercessor model, but very heavily converted, and it looks absolutely fantastic, mate. So really, really good job on that. And there we go. There's another one that he's been working on as well. Absolutely love the spirit that's coming out of the back, and I love the sword, how it's pointing down over as well, and he's using the backhand. Really, really cool stuff. Next up, we've got Paul Spuddy Shaw, and he's been working on a Baneblade. Excuse me. A Baneblade for his Night Lords. Absolutely class the way that you've done the lightning. I love how you've grinded the Imperial Eagle off here as well, Paul. So really, really top-notch work there. I feel like I want a Baneblade for the Gene Stealer coat, but, well, you know, we'll see. Maybe not. That might be a bit overpowered. But yeah, really nice work all the way down the side of the tracks and everything, man. Really nice job. Next up, we've got Paul Shawbrook, who I painted the Sylvaneth for a few weeks ago. And he has been working on his Imperial Guard, and really nice work on this. I love the tan colour and the shading that you've got going on, as well as the greens. Cadians are such an awful model to paint, and you've really made these look nice. So really good job with them, Paul. Next up, we've got Ray. Ray has finished 10 Reavers. Absolutely love how bright the red is, mate. Really, really nice work. I'm really, everyone does reds really well except me. Mine come out really orange and dirty. But I really like the Reavers, and getting a block of 10 done. Absolute great stuff there, Ray. Was thinking of getting a Baneblade for Orcs and turn it into a battle fortress. Do it. Do it, Deacon. Next up, we've got Robert Phillipson, and he's worked on a Smash Captain. I love that he's jumping over an Orc symbol here on a piece of scrap as well. But I absolutely love the two-handed Thunderhammer and the sigil on the top of it as well. Really, really nice work. Fantastic stuff, Robert. Next up, we've got Ryan Duggan, and he has also completed Zarbag's Gits. Absolutely, again, love these. The green is so bright and intense. Really, really nice stuff. And I'm excited to paint mine up, to be honest. So we'll maybe pick these guys to paint up on stream soon. Next up, we've got Razzle Matter. And he's built a weird boy in a buggy. Just been looking Invigilus. Here is an Orc in that looted 2 Baneblades. Go for it. I haven't had time to read my Vigilus yet. I've got it downstairs. I barely even read Chapter Approved, to be honest. I haven't had time. But nevertheless, Razzle Matter has done an awesome job of converting up this Death Skulls weird knob. I love the staff as well, how it's a load of cogs, which is absolutely brilliant. Scott Condon has also been working on some Custodes, Sean's favourite, and this is a Shield Captain as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff, and I love these models. They are so cool, so cool. I mean, even down to the highlighting on the lance. So really nice work there, Scott. Scott Longworth, who is in the chat now. Thank you very much for sharing your picture, Scott. I did only pick about 3 or 4 up because there was a lot of pictures to get through, as you can appreciate. But he's been working on his Blood Red Skies, I think it is. And these are some of the planes that he's done. And there they are getting built, and some of the camouflage ones as well. They must be absolutely tiny if they're, what, 32mm bases. But nevertheless, that looks so cool, man. Let's have a look. Definitely the Orc Pope there. Just more bashing. Next up, we've got Stephen Dunn, and Stephen's completed a Forge World Doridio Dreadnought. I couldn't think what it was called there. Really love this model, and it's absolutely brilliant, Stephen. So really nice job. Again with the reds though. Why can't I paint red that bright? And of course the Sakaran Venator, absolute brutal beast of a tank, and it looks absolutely brilliant. So really nice work, Stephen. I hope I don't have to play against that ever, or if I do, I've got Tau, so I've got drones to jump in the way. But nevertheless, Stephen, this is a really nice model, man. Well done. He's also finished off 3 broadsides after his little accident where he melted 3. He's went and picked up 3 more and gave them all Seeker missiles, as well as dual plasma and rail rifles as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff, mate. And again, white, such a hard colour to paint, and you just bash it out and make it look easy. Scott says 1 to 200 scale, mate. Cheers for the comments and mention. Not a problem at all. Next up, we've got Terry from Demonscape, and Terry has been working on some Plague Bearers. He's been working on a lot of his Nurgle recently, and these bases that you see, actually, I'm going to be picking some up for me Death Guard and doing them very similar to what Terry's got here. I absolutely love them. They are available from Demonscape, so go and check out the website if you're interested in picking some of them up. I love his white, really bright and crisp. Yeah, definitely, man. Terry's actually been working on quite a lot, though, because he's also finished off his Great Unclean one. Absolutely brilliant stuff again. Really nice work, and he's really been getting into his Age of Sigmar. I noticed as well, Terry, that you've got the same acrylic paints as me for basing. I picked them up from, where was it, Hobbycraft? No, the Range, I think. It's either Hobbycraft or the Range, but I don't use GW paints on my bases mostly. I use other acrylics because you tend to get a lot more and it goes further. But here you go. He's been working on the this is a Blight King character. I don't remember his name, and 6 bases of Nurglings as well. Absolutely love the gloopy pops coming up in the bases here as well. Really nice stuff. Next up, we've got Thomas, and he's been working on a Neurothrope and some Zoanthropes. So we've got an old metal Zoanthrope there at the back, and then we've got an even older fine cast one here. And then I presume the other 2 in this Neurothrope at the front from a box of 3. Really cool stuff. I do like this model, but I love the old 2nd edition Zoanthropes where they basically got the giant head on top of the Tyranid warrior body, which was brilliant. Next up, we've got Will Sayers, who's been working on this as a Christmas gift for one of his friends, and this is a phenomenal display. Really love the weathering in the ruin at the back, the little bits of wire coming and what they're called steel rods coming out of the concrete, the little poster, the sand around the ruin, everything about this, including the wooden plinth base, is just absolutely fantastic, mate. It's really nice. And that is it, guys. That is everything. Let's just go back to the first picture of Eldrad. And that's a 45-minute stream to get through all of that, guys. Well, 40 minutes because I had 5 minutes at the beginning whilst everybody tuned in. I just want to give a massive shout out, of course, to all of my Patreons who have supported me this year. It's been an absolute phenomenal year with Games Workshop. It's been very difficult to keep up with the releases. So I want to give a massive shout out to the Patreons for supporting me in doing so. And everybody who has donated to the channel has been absolutely fantastic as well. Since moving the gaming table around and doing the live streams, though, I do need a couple of extra lights in the studio. So any donations that are made will go towards new studio lights. But in the meantime, there is a few things coming to the channel very soon. Of course, the Iron Jaws are nearly done. The Goblins aren't far off being done. We've got a few characters to paint up. 6 fanatics, 10 squigs, and I need to finish the big squigs as well. So we're not far off getting them on the channel either. And right off the back of that as well, the Slanesh isn't far off being done either. We've got about 15 Seekers to do, 20 Demonettes, and a handful of characters. And that's pretty much it. So, lots of things coming soon. Of course, Genestealer Cult will be coming. And the narrative campaign as well. The first mission was filmed quite a while ago. Excuse me. The first mission was filmed quite a while ago. But it's not going to change anything going forward. We are unfortunately waiting for the Genestealer Cult Codex. So that we can actually do a little bit more with it. I don't want to... Ben's just tuned in. Hey, I caught you live this time. Did I miss mine? Probably, but you can go back and rewatch it, Ben, so that's fine. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, we need the Genestealer Cult Codex. I don't want to film it, and then by the time I edit it and do all the animations and everything, then essentially it's outdated because the Codex is then out and it's irrelevant. So I've made the decision to wait. I think it's the right call because I think the Genestealer Codex is less than 6 weeks away. So yeah, wait for that. That is coming very, very soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to sign off in a moment, guys. But I'm just going to show you a little something else that I finished off as well, which is the Mega Boss on his base as well. You can see there the resin shining all the way around. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you're interested in watching Knights versus Khorne tomorrow, tune in from around 7:30, 8 PM. We will be live streaming the game, and that game will become available on YouTube around about 10 days later from the camera's perspective, as you would normally watch the battle reports. But for now, guys, thank you very much, and we will see you again very, very soon.